And good evening, everybody. Welcome back into the Dragon's Den. Hope everybody's having a great day. I fully expect tonight's stream to be, I'll say, a low attendance stream as everybody's multitasking over at 3D Printing Nerds annual St. Jude's charity stream. But welcome on in, Cruising Girl. Hey, Nick, how's it going? Hope you guys are doing well this evening. And if you just heard me mention that and you weren't aware of it, feel free to double tab and go over and watch Joel Telling's stream over on 3D Printing Nerd. Like I said, he's doing a stream for the St. Jude's charity, which is a really awesome thing. So, St. Jude's, not St. Jude's. Seattle's Children's Hospital. I'm sorry. I keep saying St. Jude's, but Seattle Children's Hospital. You knew and forgot. Well, get on over there. They just gave away some Prusa Mark 4S's. They've got over $100,000 in giveaways throughout the evening. So definitely get out there and hang out. So today is going to be the last stream for the LH Stinger. It's not going away. It's going to find a place somewhere back here. But tonight's stream is really it's not a review stream. It's not a review stream. This is going to be a kind of a review of the build and the kit. Okay. For those of you that aren't aware, the LH Stinger, and let me go ahead and bring up the bench here. So the LH Stinger is a design, and you can self-source this entire build with no problem. Fystec is the only manufacturer of a kit that I'm aware of right now. Some people, everybody's going to carry rails and stock, and I'm not even sure if anybody actually carries a frame or if you would have to order the 3030 yourself and have it cut. But the LH Stinger, this is a kit I got with the help of Fabrico and some sponsorship from Fabrico. It is the Fystec kit, like I said. This kit goes for, what was it, around 800? Pull that up real fast. Yeah, so Fystec has it here at about $800 on their website. And if you grab it from Fabrico, looks like they have it for $829. But I believe they have some in stock. And if they have them in stock, you're going to get it a lot quicker than going through Fystec, most likely. But they're the same kit, I'll tell you that. So the nice things about this is a dual voltage printer. So your X and your Y motors, yes, I said Y motors as in two. There's a front and a rear, so there's dual motors on the Y. That increases the torque and therefore the speed that you can get your Y going. Are running at 48 volt, where your dual Z, which is a belt-driven Z, and your extruder motor are running at 24 volt. All your fans are 24 volt. We're running a 4010 for the hot end cooling fan, and we're running a set of dual 5015 standard part cooling fans with a set of 9733 blowers in the rear. This thing can actually overcool, literally, some of your materials. It uses a Dragon ultra high flow hot end. At least Joel isn't competing with who didn't tell the prize drawing system he was going to DDoS them with an insane number of people entering this year. At least Joel isn't competing Oh, is somebody trying to game the system? Yeah, I enter. I don't know. I mean, oh, the Game Awards is Thursday. Gotcha, 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 gotcha. I got you. Yeah, I enter. We'll see if I get something great. If I don't, well, no big deal. Um, yeah, and there are some things that aren't international simply because, like Gloop, and actually I think Gloop was international. Um, but you know, if it's a chemical, you have all kinds of hazmat restrictions trying to ship stuff, right? So it becomes even worse when you start dealing with some of that. Um, but yeah. Um, so once again, this is a Dragon Ultra High Flow Hot End. We have physical end stops on X, Y, and Z. And then we've got our standard dockable clicky probe that we use for bed meshing, which works out really well. This is the first time I've actually installed and used it. Normally, I just don't use it because it comes with like my Vorons and I go directly to tap. So I've never used them. This is the first time I've ever used one of these. Um, oh, gotcha. Yeah, 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 that's true. Gotcha. Um, the game awarded giveaway was US only, so someone DDoSed on Gleam. Gotcha. Gotcha, gotcha. Um, the other thing about this printer is the build plates. So normally our build plates are, um, aluminum Mic 6 build plates or PCB heaters with a sticker, magnet, and a flex plate. Not this printer. The entire X carriage, or excuse me, Y carriage, and the build plate is carbon fiber. It is 3 mil thick carbon fiber that is CNC milled. Um, we actually epoxied the carriage pieces together to add stiffness to it. And then luckily with the Fystec kit, you didn't have to go through and actually install the polyimide heater. It was already done for us. So we didn't have to install the polyimide heater on this. And the polyimide heater is the same type of heater that LDO uses on their V0 beds. It heats up very quickly and it is a very even heating. Also to going with the electronics, we've got so electronic wise, we have a Delta 48 volt PSU, and I'm using a Meanwell LRS 350 24 volt power supply. My kit did not come with a power supply. Okay. My kit also did not come with a Raspberry Pi. I had to supply my own Raspberry Pi for this build. It did come with the Fystec spider board and the Fystec 2209s for Z in the extruder and Fystec 5160s for the X and Y axes. Okay. Now, I want to say this. I have not reached out to Fystec at all. Okay. I've tagged them in a couple of posts here and there as I'm talking about this printer, and I've done streams. I personally did not reach out to Fystec and say anything about not getting a 24 volt power supply. I've got 3 of them sitting over here, right? Didn't need it. I just grabbed mine. No big deal. No harm, no foul. This arrived in the mail today from DHL. Didn't ask, didn't know. I just had a DHL package coming from Hong Kong. Had no clue. They sent me the 350 watt power supply. I don't know who reached out to them or if they just saw a couple of posts or watched one of the videos and said, oh no, and sent it to me. I know I did make a comment to Hector, but it was literally just a, hey, I didn't have a 24 volt power supply in my kit. No big deal. Just wanted you to know because he's a reseller for, right? So maybe I don't know, but this came from Fystec today, and it is a Meanwell LRS 350 24 volt. Got a little dinged. That's DHL, right? So I've got one to throw back in bench stock is where I'm going with that. In fact, let me go ahead and switch that over to 115. So that's, I mean, I will say that is really good. When you get a company who really has no skin in the game, I didn't reach out to them, nothing, and they send stuff to you either based on a video or a post where you didn't even say anything. You're just like, hey, it wasn't in the box, no big deal, I've got one, right? And they send it to you automatically. It's nice, right? So kudos to them. I will say, if you follow me on YouTube, every single one of my posts that have gone live, let me get the guy's handle so I don't butcher it any worse than I probably normally would. Of course. LemurHaze. LemurHaze, aka LH of LH Stinger. He has responded to every single video that I have posted, and going through here, he has been making updates. He has been reaching out to me, trying to say, hey, I am so sorry that part of the instructions was not clear. I'm trying to work on that right now, getting it cleared up, either from a view or language or whatever. So that is amazing, that the amount of feedback that he has taken, didn't have to, right? He's a single guy. Well, I don't want to say single, but he's a single individual working on this project. He doesn't have to take my feedback, but he does, right? And I have to say that is the one thing I like about this community. We all have horror stories of where, we reach out to a big company, whether it's, had issues with Bamboo or Kitty Tech or whomever, and they just get ghosted. There's nothing. They don't follow up. And I have been really lucky in the projects that I've dealt with, whether it's been, the Zero G Mercury 1 team, the TradRack team, the information that we've provided back to Fadus on some of the hot ends that I've been part of the beta testing on, the LH Stinger, Rollahan and the Rook, the Roll 17 with the Bug Boo. It seems like I have been able to, KB3D with the black box, right? We've had people that have not only taken feedback and said, okay, we'll work on it, but are actively changing it. When I first built my stealth press, right? And then when I did the rig for my Iconic Fab, they were sitting here on my streams, and immediately on the spot they were changing files to the point where by the end of the stream they sent me a link to the latest file. I mean, that's amazing to have that much response from the community, because I'll tell you what, working in IT and coding and stuff like that, the simple fact that you ran into an issue, you made a comment, or you ran into an issue on stream, and the guy is in the stream that's doing the coding side of like the AFC for the box turtles, and he's pinging me on, in chat saying, hey, go to Discord, and I go to Discord and it's got the link to go and pull down a change. I mean, it's crazy, right? So that's the one thing I like about this community is, yes, you do have some of the big companies that kind of just push back, right? But you also have individuals and makers and some young scrappy companies, you know, positron, he's iterating on a daily basis. And you know, he jumps in everybody's stream that's doing builds on stream, and he's there to help out. So I mean, it's just amazing. um One build you want to make is the original flat pack, similar to the positron, uses a Fystec board. Okay, there you go. Hey, Mr. Wizix, how's it going? Saw you earlier. You're one of the instigators. Um, yeah, that mellow printer would also be kind. I mean, I don't necessarily want the mellow printer, but I'm interested to see it. I'm waiting for somebody to get one on stream and actually really show about it, right? Yeah, for another box turtle build, Isix Tech jumped on the stream to help troubleshoot an issue with the MCU. There you go, Nick. Nick, yeah, exactly. Because for those of you that don't know, Isix Tech made the AFC light board. You know, it wasn't something. I don't even think he really. Well, he collaborated with Armored Turtle in the sense of Armored Turtle was saying we need these number of inputs, outputs, and whatnot. But the entire design, from my understanding, was Isix Tech, and that's awesome, right? So yeah, the Voron 2.4s are really nice builds. Um, like I said, I'm seriously thinking of the next thing I do to Fey Dragon might be to switch back to the standard extrusions versus the carbon fiber uh, rods for the YNX. Um, there's just, I don't know, something about it. It prints great. Don't get me wrong, it prints great, but going with carbon fiber is really great if you are trying to print fast and cut weight. I'm not printing as fast as people are, right? I'm running stock profile on the LH Stinger here. You guys saw the stock profile. And by the way, I just wanted to show off some stuff, right? So one of the first things we printed was a 3D benchy, of course. And this was the one that we printed. And this one was printed with only one of the Y motors working. The other one was electrically connected properly. I just didn't have it configured right. Right? It looks like benchy all day long. Beautiful benchy. Here's the one with both motors on Y working. Same thing. Still another beautiful benchy. And the reason being is we're still speed limit anyhow doing a benchy because the movements are really small. Right? You're not getting up to top speed on a benchy just because you're not doing big prints. I did a standard Orca slicer, right? Orca slicer. Now, we did input shaping, and I just want to say, this came out beautifully. I mean, look at that. There's the X, there's the Y. No indication whatsoever of any ghosting on there. Top came out wonderfully as well. You see if I can get it to show some layer lines. Right? The top came out beautifully. And the bottom, you kind of get that glassy type shine from the carbon fiber. And this works perfectly. So this is a standard profile. I have not tweaked these profiles at all. And this is the daily speed profile. Okay. This is still sitting on the printer. This is 3 different colors. I was using up some samples of Sparta that I got from Alien. So the first layer is burnt titanium chameleon. The middle layer here is the nebula purple chameleon. And the top layer is Abyss Purple Chameleon. Okay? Once again, I haven't taken this off. This is the standard print profile. And as you can see, if you let it cool down, it comes off real nicely. Now, the one thing you might be able to see is you can see right here where the edge detached and kind of warped up a little bit. I am getting that, but I think it's just because I'm printing directly on carbon fiber. If I put capped on tape, or when I put the actual PEI sheet on here, we're not going to have that little bit of a bend up off of these parts. They're going to just, it'll stick really nicely. Now, once again, we use some supports on here, and I'm curious to see how easy these supports break off, because sometimes, like the bamboo ones, they come off real easy like that. Sometimes I do prints and it's almost like they're pseudo welded to the print. Now they come out, but they could tend to leave a mark on the print. These seem to be coming off. I'm going to throw them over here in the bin. These are coming off, for the most part, pretty easy. And I'm doing it by hand, so it's not like I'm having to go and grab tools to yank and crank on stuff. Let's see. We had some supports right here. We had some supports right here underneath the chin, right? And we had some supports underneath the ears. I'm just trying to see if I can show you on camera. Those supports came off pretty nicely. And other than being in 3 different colors, this bunny came out very nice. This is a standard 0.2 profile on a 0.4 nozzle. And like I said, it was running out of filament. I did a pause, unload, got the new filament in there, reload, and then unpause, and never hiccup once. This is just a straight layer swap, or filament swap. Well, he partnered with Mello to sell the kit, and I've seen the kits. Oh, you're talking about the flat pack? Gotcha. Putting rails on your SVO4 to get rid of the palm wheels. Yeah, that's probably a good thing to do. I did that on my Ender 3, and I'm talking OG Ender 3, and that came out really nice. So the point of doing all that was just saying, this printer prints well. It prints very quickly. Like I said, this was at the daily driver speed, which is like 200 millimeters a second. And if you're going any higher than that, you're really going to need high-speed filament. Okay? I did try and use the speed profile. It worked well with Polysonic, right? With Polymaker Polysonic. It did not work so well with another standard PLA. We were going faster than the filament could legitimately melt. Okay? So that's something that you have to be careful of, once again, with speed. The other thing I will say is, be careful when you respool filament, because I respooled some neon orange to an Epax filament spool, which is no big deal. Except I was trying to run that neon orange at PLA temps. Yeah, that neon orange is ABS. Let's just say it scared the living bejesus out of me, because the first layer kind of split apart. And I not only had a blob around the nozzle, it had come up around the back of the nozzle and up through the sock. So I had to take the sock off, set it aside, let it harden so I could peel the ABS from the silicone, and sat here with the hot end hot using, because I didn't have a better way, the edge of a blade to scrape the plastic off of the sides of the heat block. That, that sucked. Yeah, I should have marked it. I didn't. It's my own fault. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, wait a minute. The only neon orange you've done has been, yeah, ABS parts for a recent build. Duh. So I had to go solve that problem. Yeah, yeah. There's been some PEBCAC ID10T errors of late. You know, issue exists between the chair and keyboard. But I will tell you this. There's going to be another Sparta order in my future. These colors are amazing. And there's one more that I didn't get into yet, and that is this is the Abyss Red Chameleon. And I'm not even sure if I can get that to show up well. This chameleon is awesome looking. So the next time I do a Sparta 3D order, I'm going to have to get some ABS and some of their Abyss PLAs. You also label your bamboo filament because it just says basic and not correct. Correct. I do have some of that as well. But they're going with, well, we use RFIDs and you're going to be putting it into a Bamboo Lab printer anyhow. No, I've used it on other things as well. So we can get something else going on this. We don't have a huge amount of filament over here. We just got a little bit left, but probably something in a range of 30 or 40 grams. I don't know if there's anything you all would like to see printed on this. If so, just let me know. Some of the other things that we can talk about while you guys try and see if there's something you want to see is some of the other projects that we've had come into the Dragon Den. And there have been a few. There have been a few. Put that there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely, especially when you're wanting to reorder and get another batch of them. And this monitor is about to drive me insane because the left monitor is back to flashing, which I don't know why. But okay, so we've a couple of things that we've got coming up. Let's see if we can go full display and see if it will stay up even if it flickers. Is Armored Turtle manuals. Yes, a box turtle. I am currently in the process of printing parts for the box turtle. This is going to be for the LDO beta kit. And the colors we're going to go with are our Ambrosia Midnight Meteorite. I think that's what it is. Yeah, Galaxy Midnight Meteorite. And the Galaxy Gray. So that's going to be the color scheme for that. And of course, we're going to do what we normally do, which is black TPU for the wheels and black ABS for the lanes. I know people get out there and do all kinds of colors. To me, the AMSs are tools, right? So, um, so we will be building one of these. You will see me build a turtleneck as well as a turtleneck 2. I've got a couple of the turtleneck 2 kits that I bought. So I'm going to get some standard turtlenecks as well as some turtleneck 2s built and on the printers. What else do we have? I thought there was more. Let me see if, nope, guess not. What else do we have? We've got rat rig stuff. You say rat rig stuff. What kind of rat rig stuff? Well, when my screen stops flickering and comes back, where's the document? Okay, work with me. Apparently, yeah. So we've got the rat rig IDEX kit came in. So this just came in Monday. CNC beta. We're talking about CNC beta. This is the IDEX kit. Now the nice thing is in order to install the IDEX kit, you have to have the hybrid motors installed. We've already installed the hybrid motors. Okay. You don't pray enough to have 4 rolls of a particular color. I can understand that. So what are we getting as part of our upgrade kit? Well, interesting. We're going to get a USB hub. So this is the USB hub. Let me go this way for now. This is a like a USB hub hat that goes on top of the Raspberry Pi to give us some more USB ports, along with a USB cable, some plugs to basically take the ports of a Raspberry Pi up onto this as well. So there's a WaveShare USB hub. Got the fans. Once again, I love this beefy fan, except when it turns on and then you go, oh my God. We got another spool holder pack. This will go on the right-hand side, so we'll be able to run dual spools within the printer itself. Another Rapido 2 hot end. Let's see. What is this? I'm not sure what parts these are, but we do get parts. I did order the parts with this kit. So we are going to have the various parts printed out. And I did that because all of the parts in the rat rig back here came from rat rig. I had ordered all the printed parts directly from rat rig when I built the printer initially. So that's what I did for this part, was ordered all the printed parts. So one, I wanted to see what their parts were like, and I will tell you that the quality of their parts are really nice. They're all ABS parts, and that's even better. We've got the, oh, nice. So that, I believe, is an Orbiter 2. The new one comes with the Orbiter V2.5. So this is the latest rendition of the Orbiter. Nice. We've got our EBB42 CAN bus board. And once again, it comes with a CAN bus board, but we're not going to run it in CAN bus. We're going to run it in USB mode. It's very simple. You're just plugging in power. So we'll plug in the 24-volt power here and then the USB cable there. And that's how we'll run this board. We won't run it in CAN bus mode. We'll run it in USB mode. Okay, and every CAN bus board you can actually run in USB. You don't have to run it CAN bus. Hey, Chewy, how's it going? How's it going? Hope you're doing well. So we're just going through. This is one of the latest things that arrived. This is the IDEX upgrade kit for the befor 4. And then, of course, this will be all the bits and bobs. So we'll have the metal plate, the USB cables, the, extrusions, the belts, the wires, all the bits and bobs that go into actually installing that piece. Hey, Eagle the Dragon, how are you? Hope you're doing well. And once again, is your vCore IDEX kit, and it says hybrid to IDEX. You have to have the hybrid motors. If you don't have the hybrid motors, you can't do the IDEX. So if you're starting off and you just have the regular, the base printer build, you are going to have to go through and do the hybrid motor install and then do the upgrade of the to IDEX, which it's not that bad. I think I am going to have to reroute some belts, and I don't know if it's just rerouting belts or if I actually have to physically route new belts. We'll see. And then, yes, I've got another stack of boxes over here that we'll talk about. And let's probably start with this one first. Let's just talk about the elephant in the room. This is 40 series extrusions. When we did the LD or the Millennium Machines Millennium Machines Milo Mill, it was 30 series. This uses 40 series. Okay? This uses 40 series. Still use just, I'll say, like our rat rig. What do we got here? We got the lead screws, and there are some rails in here. I don't want to take these out just yet. But it uses HG15 linear rails. Let me repeat that. HG15 HG15 linear rails. Bits, pieces, parts. Once again, this comes with all the aluminum sheet metal parts. It comes with all the printed parts, all the fasteners. We will also have, I think it's in this other box here. Yeah, there we go. Here's a couple of things. are motors. So, do a little show and tell here. Pretty common NEMA 17 stepper motor. NEMA 23 stepper motor. These things are hefty. And I want to say we use NEMA 23s. These are LDO motors as well. I'll have to double check the ones that we use on the Milo. Because I'm not sure if these are the exact same or if these are maybe a little bit bigger and chunkier. They feel like they're a little bit longer. I will tell you that my kit did not come with a spindle. I did order it for a for the 80 millimeter spindle, so I am going to need to go and buy a spindle. My goal or plan is to order a spindle from KB3D to go with this. Yeah, just more bits, parts, gubbins. What's in this box? I'm trying to remember. I've opened some of this up already. Oh, this is the electronics enclosure for the kit. So it is a metal enclosure box. It will set off to the side. We do have the stop switch. Yeah, and this is going to be built using CAD. There is no official manual released yet. I haven't even seen a beta manual yet. So we're going to be building this off of CAD. And my plan will be to look at the Milo from a build operation standpoint. And by that, I mean, in what order do we build things, and look, chunk through the CAD that way. Because it's pretty much the same thing. You've got a Y-axis, an X-axis that sits on top of it, a Z-axis that sits up in the back. And you want to be able to build things in a certain order. And the biggest thing is the X, Y, how those X and Y's connect. On the Milo, it's a single plate. And I will show you on the rat rig. CNC machines, mills. And I haven't asked, I shouldn't have any problem showing this on stream and doing this build on stream, because this is an open public beta. If you wanted to, you could have got in and you could have put your money down on the table and gotten this, right? So yeah, lots of stuff in the box. That, like I said, the one thing that's not in the box is the actual spindle motor. Now you can get this, and when I say get this, I mean the mount piece right up here. You can get a mount for running a standard router, or for, where are we at? Or for running the G-Penny VFD. Now, they list the G-Penny VFD here, 2.2 kilowatt VFD with ER20 collet set, water cooled, Europe. If you were in Europe, you could literally get this as part of the kit from them. I'm not in Europe, I'm from the US, so I have to buy a different solution. It's literally the same solution I got for the Milo, so I'm just going to order the same one I got from the Milo. 110 volt, I think 2.2 either 1.5 or 2.2. I think it was 1.5 because if I get the 2.2, then I think I have to go to 220 and run a multi-phase power. And I did not want to do that because then I need a lot different electrical setup in my house that I wasn't really wanting to pay for. The other thing that I do want to show here, and you've probably seen this around, but you know, we get our rubber ducky. It comes with this. We're going to toss this because they give us a, I'll say, a ducky antenna. But this is the rodent. So this is the rodent board. Let me go full screen. Right, so this is the Big Tree Tech Rodent 1.0 board. This is a specialty board designed with rat rig to do CNC machines. You can use this on other machines, but it does provide you your motor ports. Look at the size of these caps here. These are, what size are these? 560 microfarad, 80 volt tolerant caps. So we do have drivers on the board. I would have to look at the specs to see what they are because they're underneath the heat sink here, and I'm not going to take that off. But yeah, this is the board that we will be using. So yeah, lots of fun stuff. This is going to be a fun build, and it's going to be an interesting build because, once again, there's no official manual for it yet. So we're going to be a little bit on our own, right? And just going off of the build document, or not the build documentation, but the CAD that they have out there. And I will find that when my screen stops blinking on me. Seriously, stop it, screen. I know I have it over there, so let me see if I can. Really? I have it over there. Why are you not giving me a fine? Be that way. Oh, there we go. Same page. Must have been the other one. History. iPad. There we go. The rat rig mill. So you can get it with a 65 millimeter. That would be a router. That would be like taking a DeWalt, a Makita, the Carbide 3D trim router, right? The handheld trim router, and using it as a spindle, right? Gets the job done. Not really the best choice for dealing with metal, right? And then you've got the full 80 millimeter spindle. That could be the 1.5 or the 2.2 kilowatt. And here's what we're going to be looking at is something like this. I will go ahead and download the step file so we can look at it offline, but they do have the Fusion viewer here. You know, same thing we saw before as we were working on some of the other stuff. We can move in, we can explode the model, right? Lots of bits and bobs in there. Lots of gubbins, screws, and so forth. Let's bring this back together, and I want to come in. Come in. This screen is really beginning to piss me off. Get it to move around here. Okay. This is something I want to show you. Okay. This is our y-axis. We're running dual carriages on the y-axis. We're going to run dual carriages and dual linear rails on the x-axis as well. Here's where things differ. On the Milo, this is a single plate. I don't know if you can tell here as I'm moving up and down, I am literally selecting two different metal plates. So I will have one plate that mounts to the X lead screw and carriages. I will have a different plate that mounts to the Y carriages and the Y lead screw. And then there will be pass-through bolts, right? So there's a hex nut and a bolt that goes all the way through. That's most likely a locking nut that will join the two pieces together. That's critical. This is a good design because I can take 4 bolts out, remove some wires from the motor, and lift the whole x-axis off. I can't do that with the Milo. I have to break down the Milo to get the X and Y apart to do any type of maintenance. Okay? There's another thing that's interesting here. And you can see it right here. It's this piece right here and right here. These are called bellows. They're an actual accordion piece that mounts to the X carriage and then the front or back of the Y. And as that XY carriage moves back and forth and you're cutting, the chips are landing on this rather than getting down on your lead screw and your rails. So that's very good because it protects your lead screws and your rails. I just want to make sure, is everybody out there? Because you guys got quiet all of a sudden. Is Rat Rig anti-CAN bus? Rat Rig does not care if you install and run CAN bus on your system. Are they anti-CAN bus? I think so. I think they're like Annex Engineering, in the fact that they don't see a valid use case for CAN bus. Okay, CAN bus can be limiting as far as bandwidth goes. Yeah, it is very nicely packed. I will be working on unpacking that stuff and trying to separate things so that when we start to build, I'm not having to fish around all the time for the various bits and pieces. So I will try and get it sorted out into some type of drawer container system. I've got a couple already printed out. I just need to sort out the fasteners to try and make it a little bit easier to do it. Or we're probably going to look and say, okay, we're going to start off building the y-axis. And once again, I'm going to kind of look at the Milo and look at the order of operations for building the Milo and kind of look at doing the same thing here. Really, you're going to build a y-axis. You're going to add the z-axis. You're going to build the x-axis, right? It's kind of a methodical thing. And what I'll do is I'll basically hide everything that we're not using or messing with that day and go through and get everything out I'm going to need to actually do the y-axis. We'll do the y-axis one day. And then we'll do the z-axis and kind of build it up that way. Yeah, Nick, I'm not sure, like looking at their site, I just know that just about everything they do is pretty much USB. And like I said, like if you're running a beacon scanner, which they run beacon scanners, you're running beacon USB, it's not CAN bus. Right? Some of the eddy sensors you can get CAN bus or you can get it USB, but you can't get it that goes one way or the other. Hey, Mechanical Wire, how's it going? Welcome on in. Hey, Kenneth, 32374. Two Wolf Design, welcome on in. 40 series is what was used in the black box. Correct. The black box was 40 series, but it was European 40 series, aka slot 8. This does not appear to be slot 8. Well, though it might be, because this is all 40/40, and I don't know if I didn't think that it was a single 40/40 in here. It's either 40/80, 41/20, and 41/60. So yeah, we'll get into that. We'll open it up and we'll look at it soon. Now the question that I'm going to have is, how do we want to do these builds, right? So there's a few things that need to happen. One is we're going to move the LH Stinger off the table, of course, and we need to work on getting the 2.4 and the box turtle done up. I can do that off stream. That's no big deal. We're going to be building another box turtle anyhow. Like I said, I'm printing the parts. I'm not sure. I should have enough parts so I can be ready to do stuff on Thursday. Yeah. The plan is, though, that 2.4 is going to have to come down. So when I say that 2.4, this 2.4 here, which is Kyber Dragon, is going to come down. The Stinger is going to go over here. Yeah, the Stinger's going to go there. And we'll keep printing with the Stinger just to get some time on it, right? We need to break it in. We need to get some time on it. I'm going to put the PEI on this. So that'll be fun to get that lined up and on there. But I'll get the PEI sheet on there. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll actually just try the Captain Tape first and see how that goes. If I can get Captain Tape on there and it prints nicely, nah, I'll just put the PEI sheet. So the reason I'm getting wishy-washy is where the screw heads are, right? One, right where the screw heads are, it's a little bit of a depression. So I need to take and cut little squares of PEI and put over that. And then I'll put, or excuse me, Captain Tape, and then I'll put the PEI sheet over the whole thing. And that'll give it a little bit of support if I ever do something that's edge to edge, right? Probably won't, but you know. Yeah, I've got a Big Tree Tech Eddy USB on the way. Yeah, got one on the way. I wanted to play with it. Let's see, we've got the Trident 350 that I was going to put the all metal, all wheel drive 9mm belt set on with the takeoff tool head and a tube. Kind of not looking forward to dragging that up here, but we will. That's an upgrade set that we need to do. We need to build our box turtle because I need to get any feedback on that kit relatively soon. And then we can do the IDEX and we can do the rat rig mill build. I just need to be careful because I noticed that I'm starting to get stuff all over the floor again. And I don't need to injure myself trying to move around. And as I get things shoved in this corner, that means there's other things over here that I can no longer get to easily, which means they're not being used. I'm not printing with them, right? And I really need to be printing with some more of these machines. But yeah, we've got some upgrade stuff to do. Like I said, the 2.4 right here, I'm going to take down. It's probably going to go downstairs, and I'll just work on it down on the dining room table, which will make Mrs. Dragon very happy with me. But she's going to get mad. I'm running out of places to put things. Maybe what I'll do is it won't go on the dining room table. Maybe that will go on the spot where the trident is, and I'll bring the trident back up here, and we'll have to work the trident first. I don't know. We'll figure it out. The good news is that trident build, as we work on that, we're going to have to take panels off. We're going to have to take some things apart. And basically, we're stripping the entire gantry set out of it to rebuild it. One thing is with the 9mm belts, we do have to file that rear upright down some. Otherwise, the belt's going to hit it. So I've got to look at that and figure out the best way of doing that so that we can do that and get that done. It may just be easier to try and just cut a notch out. I don't know. We'll see. Either way, that means that we'll probably have to take the bed off and basically strip down the printer to rebuild it. Yay, fun. God, I'm kind of talking myself into the mill getting pushed off a little bit, but I really can't. I really need to, because it is a beta kit and I need to get back some feedback. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I just wanted to show you guys that we've got plenty of things on the plate. It's more or less how we're going to work off everything that we have on the plate as we move forward here. Where did this one go? That one didn't have one. Did it? No, this one may have went on that. Okay, let me get these two things up and over there. We are going to open up this box, and this box is another piece of the rat rig mill. Come on. Oh, we taped it and we glued it. That's awesome. Okay. I love it. It's marked fragile, right? This isn't fragile. This is the fixture plate. That's solid. That's not fragile at all. It may be fragile to you if you like drop it on your foot, but that piece in and of itself is not fragile. Okay. So I think that's it. We've opened everything up. Like I said, we won't get into the rat rig IDEX upgrade probably anytime in the near future, simply because it's a small package, it's out of the way, and we've got a lot of other big things to do that I need to get up and off the floor and out of the way. With that said, did anybody decide on a smallish type of print, probably 30, 40 grams? You guys have a idea? Otherwise, we can just go over to like, I don't know, printables and see if we can find something relatively smallish that we can print and get printing here. It's PLA. We're just going to print something PLA. Relatively smallish. Pretty color. By the way, I printed one of these portable drill press things. I've been looking at some of these, and that's definitely going to help out. So. Insulation cutting tool. Really, a Flexi Dragon? So this is how much filament we have to play with. All right, not a lot. Sample spool here. So I'm just trying to kill some of my sample spools because I've got a bunch of them. Hence why our bunny rabbit is in multiple colors. And this came out really well, by the way. Hey, R2 Builder. Hey, Nick. This is straight color swaps, just when it looked like it was getting to the end. I went ahead and stopped it, removed it, or not stopped it, but paused it, did a remove, reloaded, and started up fresh, or not started up fresh, but continued. And I think the transitions and everything came out really well. A box opener, Flexi Dinosaur, a Flexi Rex. I think the Flexi Rexes are fairly... Well, you think we should do some of these box openers here? Four? Why is there four? Step file, the STL, and the free slice file. Okay. Download. Oh, that would be interesting. I wonder how that... Oh, I really... Sorry. I keep forgetting which one or screen I'm on. And Christmas tree ornament, 6 variants, different sizes. Approximately 120 grams. The large balls. Print with supports on the print plate to increase stability. Yeah, probably. Apple Watch charging dock. You know what? I kind of need one of those and was looking at these. I wonder how low I can get that. So we've got the box opener and the Apple Watch stand. God dang it. Okay, and once again, we're going to do this is the strength profile. Probably don't need the strength one. We can probably go with just the daily driver on this. Well, let's see what the strength says as far as used filament. Almost 2 hours, 47 grams. I think we've got that. What do you guys think? You think we got that on that spool? Let's take this and rotate it. So much easier when my screen doesn't go wigging out. And just for giggles, yeah, we really don't need 40. Let's actually go with the daily driver. That drops it down to 20. Fairly high speed, but all right, 34 grams and an hour. Heck. Oh, I didn't realize there was a back to that. That makes sense. Small and overhangs. Yeah, this cooling setup is going to be perfectly fine. And in fact, I have kicked this back down. This I set to like 50% default. So of whatever the 5015s are, because I was finding that this going even at 75% was too much. But yeah, this is, yep, we're starting up. So there we go. We'll do that and we'll flip this way. Get this bigger and that not at all. Why? There we go. But yeah, so far print quality on this has been really good. I can print pretty fast, so that's really cool. Um, it's a decent, not decent. It's a solid printer. It really is. You know, we're using 3030 extrusions everywhere. We built it, made sure everything was nice and square. Um, it, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. We had some issues. Some of them were mine. Like we didn't have a Raspberry Pi and we didn't have a um, power supply. I had both of those. I'm expecting to have to pay for Raspberry Pi anyhow. These also they actually suggest a Big Tree Tech Pi because you can run that directly off 24 volts. I'm actually connecting the Raspberry Pi into the Spider board with UART, and then everything else is connected USB. The breakout board is literally a breakout board. It's there's no no drivers or anything on it, so it's just a physical cable breakout board. You can disconnect 3 cables and your electronics box is completely separated from this. And any maintenance you're doing on this printer, all of the wire is physically on this printer. So all you have to worry about is wiring things back to the um, breakout board here on the printer. So, and yeah, it's been pretty nice so far. Been pretty nice so far. I have had it printing while I'm working, and I work literally like right there. So it's not crazy loud. Like this is farther away, and this makes more noise than this does. This meaning the rat rig with that, was it like a, what is that, a 3028 or 4028? I think it's a 30, I think it's 3628 blower fan. It's like a 12 volt, whatchamacallit, server fan. They're stupid loud. It's all about just pushing air. Have you been able to get over it's a bed flinger? I have no problem with bed flingers. Not at all. In fact, technically, that's a bed flinger. It moves the bed up and down, right? Rat rig's a bed flinger. Black box is technically a bed flinger because they move the bed, right? I've got the Mark IV down there that prints all day long. I slapped some TPU on it and just printed the wheels for the next box turtle. Prusa Mini, it sits there idle, clean the bed off, run a calibration, put filament in it, say go, print stuff all day long. Technically, the positron is a bed flinger because it moves the bed up and down as well. But yeah, no, it works great. I have no problems with bed flingers whatsoever. Never have. Yeah, I've got a lot of Core XY, but it ain't nothing but a thing, right? It's just a different kinematic system. Oh, Joel has Jason on. Look at that. Look at that. He snuck Jason on there. That means they must be giving away some LDO stuff. Like, I know they said that they were giving away a Trident at some point on stream. So, hope you guys get over there and get in on it. We have come so far from the Ender 3. Dude, I've got a TiVo Tarantula over here that uses the same size bed as this. 200 by 200 bed. Yeah. I just happened to look over because I've got it up over on my laptop, and I just happened to look over and I was like, oh, that's Jason. In a really, is that like flowers, like roses or whatever? What kind of jacket is that? That is crazy loud jacket. They're giving away a Trident 250, a Milo CNC, a positron, 3 Leviathan boards, 3 Orbiter 2.5s, 6 rolls of LDO ABS filament, and 10 2-packs of ABS. So rock on. Yeah, it is roses. Yeah, I just know it was like, dang, that was some colorful stuff there. Crazy colorful. Okay, and what happened here? Nothing's heating up. Canceled? Who canceled it? What'd you guys do? Why? What happened? You need what for Christmas, Chewy? The jacket? Or do you need some of the other stuff here? Move this forward a little bit more and not squish any wires. Oh, there's the positron. We got one of those. It's sitting right over there in its case. In fact, I'm thinking about taking it to work with me on Thursday or tomorrow. Probably Thursday. Whichever day I don't have as many meetings. Let's see. Tomorrow. Risk readout. Of course, they do the risk readout right during the catered lunchtime. Looks like I can take it either or both days with me. Maybe that's what I'll do is just take that into work and print things at the office. Oh, the Milo? Yeah, the Milo is nice. It's not cheap, but yeah. Yeah, don't let it slow you down. I take the printers into work and everybody goes, well, you know, we have printers over here in this building or that building. And yeah, it's an old Stratasys. And what happened? Why is this heating bed, homing printer? But it's not homing. What is going on here? I don't know. When in doubt, reboot. Yeah, rapid prototyping is really cool. But yeah, like I said, they keep talking about, yeah, we've got this 3D printer over there. You know, we may need somebody to go in and work on it, and it's some old Stratasys, like a 450 or something. It's out of warranty. I got printers that can do just about anything that that printer can do. Ooh, well, let me double check. Did we actually? Yeah, we selected the Stinger. Stinger 04, yeah. That's good. Know what's going on here other than my screen keeps flickering, which is really starting to piss me off. There we go. It homes. And it does this routine each time. It comes down, it'll do a home, it'll do a Z-tilt adjust, it'll do another home. Lisa B. I don't know. Did I win anything there? I don't know. I'll find out in a day or two if I got picked for anything. I couldn't tell if I got one for something because I think it was Luke. I don't know. One of them said Luke L, and it very much could have been Luke I. I don't know. But we'll see. I love David's trying to like, hey, wake up. Hey, pay attention. There you go. Not the tier. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's old enough you might not be able to buy filament for it. Exactly, Nick. And I've actually watched a guy that took a old Stratasys machine, basically gutted it, put in I think Duet hardware, and connected everything up and basically just used the bones, right? The mechanical system and stuff. But yeah, then you get into you know, they use those damn cassettes. So how do you get around actually feeding filament to it? This does lay down a nice first layer. Once I got the first layer dialed in, it lays down a beautiful first layer. Um, there's no separation between the layers. Well, it kind of warps up a little bit on the edges, but like I said, that could easily be solved with a tiny coating of Vision Miner or, of course, PEI. You might have won some ABS. Well, cool, Cruising Girl. Yeah, I know Evil Diesel said he may have grabbed something or got something. See, what does Micro Swiss have going on? Oh, gift certificates. Yeah, those work. Hot-ends for bamboo. Yeah, there we go. My bamboos are running Fadus conchs right now. Well, let me rephrase that. Dragoon 2, which is primarily my PLA machine, is running a Fadus conch. The other bamboo we're going to update, and I think I've got everything now. We're going to put a Panda claw extruder, you know, hardened extruder wheel, the aluminum extruder frame, the Conch Plus hot end, which has the silicon carbide nozzle, but also has the end-coated heat break, the Panda jetpack. I also have a light that I can install in one of them. So, just ordered a Panda Revo for the bamboo. Nice. Yeah, that's the one thing is I like the Revo system because you can use the nozzles across any of them, right? So you can have a couple of extras sitting around and use them wherever you need to. Oh, wow. Everybody was over there. And the last guy there, that was Boy in Space, right? Did I get a Revo PZ? No. I'm not I'm not that level yet where they start giving me things like uh, when Joel was talking to Joseph. Joseph was telling him he's got a gift that's coming, or he's getting a what do they call it, the Core One. Yeah, he's getting one of the new printers sent to him. Yeah, but I didn't get a Revo PZ. I'll get a Revo PZ if I put my hard-earned money down. But I've got everything I have right now has some type of, you know, I'm running Revo Tap on all of my, not Revo Tap. I'm running CNC Tap on all my borons except for the, you know, of course the ender wires because you don't use tap on a switch wire. On the VZBot and the so the actually the K3 has a beacon on it. The VZBot, I have a beacon to install on it. I just need to install it. The black box has a beacon, and it's going to get another one for the IDEX. Excuse me, not the black box. The rat rig has a beacon. The IDEX update will also have a beacon. The black box uses a Omron switch, and when you're doing the black box, this is how precise that black box 4040 aluminum frame is. It's got a 1 millimeter travel distance when doing a bed mesh, right? Most of the time you're raising up 5 millimeters to do the move. The black box raises a millimeter and does its move when it's doing a bed mesh. That tells you right there, you're going to have a sub 1 millimeter mesh. You've got a Revo hot end from Shane Stream last year, so you have the Revo and a set of Revo Obsidians. You're going to install it on your ender. Nice, nice. Do you have the Revo CR heat break, or are you going to have to get the different cold side, or do you have to get a different one? Because there is a specific Creality heat sink as well as the thermistor. Yeah, well, I mean, Joel's got 668,000 subscribers, and you know he's doing a charity stream and has over $22,000 donated. So he's a little bit bigger than me. Yeah, he did a 9x9 mesh on the ender wire and its range was 0.5. It's not bad. Really not. It's still the PCB heater. Because once again, this is a polyimide heater on carbon fiber. And the bed mesh that we just did for the area that it meshed is a 0.046 range. You're only watching because I reminded you. I got you. But yeah, like I said, do you have the Revo CR Cruising Girl, or do you have a standard Revo? I had a Mic 6 build plate on my Ender. That wasn't a switch wire. That was an Ender. And I think the switch wire actually uses a Prusa plate, right? And the difference with that is the Prusa plate would be rigid mounted with 9 bolts rather than just the 4, right? But my actual Ender 3, I had a Mic 6 plate with a Canovo heater on it. Canovo 24 volt heater on it. Oh, you have Joel's down on minimal? Gotcha. Yeah, the standard switch wire bomb is a Prusa plate, but the Prusa plate won't fit on an Ender wire. It's too big. But yeah, I put a Mic 6 aluminum build plate and a Canovo heater on mine, you know, on my standard Ender, and it worked just fine. Once again, I'm not printing it this fast, but you're listening to me and flipping back to see when he's giving out stuff. Yeah, like I look over and go, hey, there's something new. What's out there? Nexa, custom print. Custom print. Yeah. I mean, that would be cool, but for me. But yeah, I like the fact that the Revo is getting, you know, it could have just been like, hey, here's the Revo for the Voron, but they've got the special one for the Creality, right? The Revo CR. They've got the one for the H2 like extruder system. I think isn't there one for the actual Hemera? You've got the Orbiter 3, which is a Revo. You've got Revo is now semi-ubiquitous and being used in a lot of other extruders and printers, not just standard E3D fair stuff. And I like that. You got a Fuse 6 and an adapter for use on your Ender. Are you in the United States, Cruising Girl? I cannot remember. Because there's a Creality version. Got a flat back and the rounded front. And it's got the yellow wire is the same wire. So this is a complete drop-in replacement for your, okay, this is a complete drop-in replacement. You don't have to change thermistor or any parameters. So if you're running Marlin still, this is a drop-in replacement. And yeah, this doesn't have a nozzle in it. I could put a nozzle in it and send this to you. If you want, just ping me on Discord and let me know, because I don't have any Ender stuff anymore. So I can send this to you. You got Revo nozzles with the Obsidians. I could just send this as is to you. I just need to know where to send it. So if you want to reach out to me on Discord, that way it'll be a straight drop-in replacement and you wouldn't have to change anything. Don't know. Don't think we're going to make it. I'm going to have to do a filament change. That's fine. This kills me how fast this is going. It's hitting 400 during some major moves, but you know, these are small enough that it's really not getting up to speed, except maybe when it's doing the full round. Yeah, it's hitting 427 millimeters cubed per second on the flow when it does it. So let me pop up here and make this bigger. Hide that. So you can see some of the speed and flow numbers here a little bit easier. And you'll be able to get better and fast prints out of this. I would highly suggest, though, that you do something like Polysonic, like a PLA that's literally designed for high-speed printing, right? Otherwise, you risk where you're just running too fast for the filament, even with a high-flow dragon. And as you can see, we're running this at 230, which is really high for a PLA. Most PLA you could be running at 210, 200, 195. But running these speeds, you've got to crank the temps up. Another way of getting the speeds up would be to run a filament that doesn't need as much cooling, ABS ASA. The problem is like right now I'm sitting under 2 vents, so that doesn't really work out too well. I really need I would need an enclosure at that point. And there is an enclosure that you can get for this, but it butts right up to the sides here. It doesn't seem like it's a full enclosure. It's almost like the Enderwire enclosure, where it's kind of like a rear shell and a front shell with a door on it. I would almost be more apt to just putting the Wham Bam pop-up enclosure over this. And what's nice, all your electronics, that's the thing about the electronics. They can be away from the printer, so you can have the printer in an enclosure and your electronics are outside of it. Once again, this board is just traces and connectors. There's no actual, there's no processors, there's no MOSFET, there's no heater. It's all coming from over here, which is going to sit outside of your enclosure. Surprisingly, it didn't catch fire at 280. Yeah, but did it melt? Star Wars stuff? What Star Wars stuff? Huh. Sure, why not? So it looks like our box opener um, is done. Maybe it's got another layer. We'll see. Yeah, minus the stringing. Yeah, you're going to have issues with stringing there. And you got to be careful on your retrack. If your retrack is too high and you're printing it at temps like that, you could actually jam your nozzle because it pulls back too far and it cools just enough that you start getting a blob. Because that's the other thing. When it does those quick retracts, it pulls and it will string out in the nozzle tip. And then you're basically kind of repacking it, and you can have some major issues there. But yeah, like I said, the fact that we can go this fast, and I've had it fast, or I've had it running faster. That's not a problem. We can run it faster. I just know I will overrun this filament. And once again, you have to be careful of going too fast, because if you go too fast, you're in essence shot cooling the filament and you're giving up layer adhesion and strength, and things become very brittle. And we were running this at yeah, this is a daily speed. So this will get up to 400 millimeters per second for like outer wall, inner wall, stuff like that. So if there's enough room, it'll spike up there. Once again, it doesn't mean that it will get there, but it means that it can get that fast. Yeah, not sure how to use it. I want to try the E-Packs because I know the E-Packs test all of their filament, all their PLA filaments on Bamboo X1C and a P1S. Right? They make sure that all of their filaments are AMS compatible and will print on the Bamboo printers because that's kind of been the thing. And if you can print in a Bamboo printer, you'll be able to print in Creality's CFS and CoPrints thing and any Cubics version, you know, in the Box Turtle. Because that's what I did at the at 3D Printopia. Was we set up on Friday, and as E-Packs was setting up, I said, hey, I'm going to come over first thing in the morning and get some filament so I can install it up on my printers for the show. And they were like, okay. And they had some filament set aside for me. So when I came in Saturday morning, I bought 4 spools of filament, took it upstairs, put it on the AMS, or excuse me, the Box Turtle, and it ran the whole show. Didn't have any problems. So that goes, you know, and on Sunday we went down and bought a case. And then for Thanksgiving, Black Friday, I bought another 12 spools and they gave me 2 more. So, oh yeah. Yeah, I use, stuff you got was Area 1 high speed. Okay. I just ordered some, Elegoo filament. And I told them slow shipping, so it'll come like Tuesday. But I did order some Elegoo filament to test out, and I'm not sure because one, it was good price. So, you know, good price, there we go. Which one did I grab? That's the question. I don't know if I'd grab like regular or it is really. I'm sorry, I thought it was Elegoo. It wasn't Elegoo. It's the Anycubic PLA. They had a 3 kilo bundle, so 3 1 kilogram spools, for $35. Not bad. And I got three gray spools because I tend to be doing a lot of gray lately. So yeah, it doesn't say that it's high speed though. So we'll see. But I've got plenty of things to run it on. Uh-oh, big tree tech. Big tree tech. Panda Nomi, Panda Edge, PLA HR, CryoGrip Pro Glacier. Love those. I'm running them in my bamboos right now. The CryoGrip Pro Frostbite, which is just PLA and PETG, and then a couple of Panda touches. That'll be good. Yeah, the CryoGrip plates. Okay, I need to get ready to do a filament swap. I'm running the CryoGrip Glacier, and that is working pretty cool so far. I really like it. Let me see if I can get this full layer done. Not cancel. Okay. At first I like took the time to put this in here and wind it all nicely and everything, which was nice. And then I took the spool and put it down, and it's literally sitting on 2 rollers and it unspooled itself. So I was like, oh, that was fabulous. So we did that. We want to filament unload. It's already up at temp, so so I know Printed Solid makes their own. Who else runs lines? There's IC3D runs their own lines here in the US. Yeah, there's one in Canada. Polar Filament, I believe, is running their own lines. Close that. Scroll back up. Hit play button to resume. And we're off to the races again. And just like that, we did a filament swap. And we're now working on the Abyss Red Chameleon. This is from Sparta 3D. And like I said, I think I'm going to be ordering some more of this. This is some really nice filament. And nice colors. Like I said, these are the other chameleon colors that I was using. Let's go straight vent side here. And these came out really nice. They're real nice shiny. They're kind of remind me of an elixir. And there is some flaky in there. Came out really, really nice. I did have supports on this on the ears. There's some under the tail, and that's probably the roughest just because of the angle there. You can see where this kind of warped off as the edges cooled. And that's why I was trying to turn down the big blower fans, because I think this is from the big blower fans blowing on the bottom panel. But yeah, the print profile is pretty dialed in, and I haven't changed anything. These are the print profiles that came with the printer. I say came with the printer, but are up on the GitHub. Is New Makers making their own, or are they running a line? There's so many, like there were so many filament people at 3D Printopia this year. I can't even name them all. Filament.ca used to make their own and recycle filament, but they were bought by an outfit out of Kitchener, and recycling isn't offered. Okay. Yeah, I have some, what was it, Filament 1 filament that I was using, printed beautifully. And I went to get some more of it because I was like, hey, I want to get more of this, and because once again it was a beautiful gray. And maple glass printing. And I can't find it anymore. If you find Filament 1, just about everything that's listed is out. And so I'm like, oh, okay, Inksmith bought them. Okay. Come on. Yeah, I mean, it would be great to have it would be great to be able to get some of that, because I did know that there was like an iron gray that I had from somewhere that was really awesome that I liked. But I can't find it anymore. And so that's the problem, is there's so many filament manufacturers that are, oh, that filament snapped, that are, you know, going out of business. It just sucks. All right, so we're going to have to redo this. And the question comes is, do I just burn the PTFE tube length, or do I try and let it go through and then have to pump? I think I'll just burn the length, because trying to get this tube out is a pain in the butt. This is a good candidate for a filament runout sensor. I mean, it's got a, you know, it's got the CNC orbiter, or excuse me, the CNC Sherpa Mini on it. But like, this would be awesome to put an orbiter with a filament runout sensor on it. Just replace the bad SSR in your Kitty Plus. Okay, did you replace it with the new one that they sent you, or did you replace it with like an Omron or a Panasonic? Quite honestly, I would use the Phylletector. So Armored Turtle, nope, not there. Nope, not that. Give me 1 second. So Armored Turtle's GitHub, he has a Phylletector. It's literally about that tall. It is a uh, standard end stop and 2 ECAS fittings. A 5mm ball bearing, an end stop, and 2 ECAS fittings. And that's it. And you basically stub the filament tube, so there's just enough that you can, like pop it back off your extruder. Because I put one of those on the Rook 2020 Mark II that I have at KB3D. Yeah, so that one helps detect for clogs or tangles from the sounds of it. Okay. All right, we're gonna pause this again, and like I said, that filament broke, so let me go ahead and pull the piece that broke. And I hate that. So what I've found is if I don't get like a good spherical angle on here, it doesn't feed in, because on the CNC ones, the notch, I'll say, for the filament path is very tight. So more often than not, I wind up having to pop the tube out so I can make sure and get this started right down the middle of the shaft. That's still not there either. Okay. So no more filament breaks. Um, yeah, and then where's my bamboo app? Okay, so ice. Dragoon 2, so this is the one right behind me that's running PLA. This is once again the CryoGrip Pro CryoGrip Glacier, whatever, from Big Tree Tech. It works fabulous. This is printing the XXXL. So this is the 4 deep by 6 wide version of the Rugged Desk Organizer by K2 Kevin. So we've got that going. That's going to take the better part of the day and night. That'll be done probably tomorrow morning. Well, I guess another 5.5 hours. And then over here on Dragoon 1, this one's running the engineering plate, which the CryoGrip Glacier and the engineering plate have about the same texture. They're very close to like the Prusa satin sheet as far as texture, so very minimal texture. And this is printing box turtle parts, and this is in the West 3D Ambrosia Midnight, or what, Galaxy Midnight Madness? Oh, I can't remember. It's the one that Zombie Hedgehog loves, and I get why he loves it, because I do too. But it's the Sparkle Midnight Madness, I think is what it is. And it happens to be the same color that we have on the that we used for this build. We used the Ambrosia, and then the other color is the Cookie Cad. And the Cookie Cat, or I'm sorry, it's Midnight Meteorite is the Ambrosia. It's Dark Magic for the Cookie Cad ABS that we use on the LH Stinger. So this is the Ambrosia, and then the darker colors here are the Dark Magic by Cookie Cad. I just wanted to show those off. Yeah, this prints pretty darn fast. I do like it. And here's the thing, it prints fast, but it prints well. A lot of things can do really rapid, fast prototyping, and it's just rough looking. These are coming out really nice. You printed off a couple things for your Apple Watch charger. Yeah, so what I was actually looking for is I'm trying to find one that I can do my phone and my watch at the same time. I found one, but it isn't for because I don't use the mag puck for my phone. I still use the lightning jack, and it's very hard to find ones. Most of them are using the pucks for both. But in standby mode, when it's in standby mode and sitting on its side, it will you know, it gives you the clock and looks kind of like an alarm clock. So I kind of like that look, which would be great for sorry. Oh God, sis. +31 is a hoot. Just saying. She's my sister from another mister, and she is a hoot. Beige eSun PLA Plus. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I just keep, you know, I keep looking around for some files to see what would be cool to do, because it would be nice to have, like right now I just throw 'em, or not throw them on the dresser, of course, but you know, my watch is just sitting there, and it'd be nice to be able to have them a little nicer displayed when they're sitting there. But I can tell you that I'm not gonna I'm not gonna take this off when this is hot. Like the bed adhesion when it's hot is dead on, right? You want to let these things cool, because if you try and yank them off when this build plate's hot, you're gonna start warping and knocking your bed out of adjustment. But yeah, I appreciate you all hanging out with me. Like I said, I know there's a lot of other streams going on. I saw that Lee Marie is doing a thing this weekend over on YouTube, so I got to reach out to him, because I know Jeremy keeps saying he needed to reach out to me. He still hasn't, so I'll reach out to him and figure out what's going on. But um, yeah, and then I'm trying, like, hey, I want to do a couple of giveaways, but it's like a lot of people are doing Christmas giveaways and things like this, so a lot of companies are already accounted for, I'll say. And then, okay, maybe I got like a week, maybe, where I can try and do something in January. Maybe not, because now companies may be tapped out. Then into January, beginning of February, it's a moot point, because um, all the companies over in China are doing Lunar New Year, and they don't, you know, a lot of them just straight up turn me down with, well, we're on Lunar New Year. It can wait a little bit, right? Um, so they're doing a Christmas stream. I thought they said it. I thought it was Saturday. Is it tomorrow? I don't know. I saw the notice from them. And I may have already. Yeah, I think I've already deleted it. Crud. Let me see something. Lee Marie. Nope, that's not it. But let me go to their channel. Dang it, I know they said something like they were going to be in costume. I guess they're doing giveaways. And they just did a giveaway stream as well. So this is like almost back-to-back giveaway streams for them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I did see that they were going to be doing a Christmas stream. I'll have to figure out where, though. Oh, is that it, Nick? Yeah, tomorrow's a regular stream. They're building a kit car thing, so that's like the 3D Sets Reaper, I think. Hey, Westery, you hurt your ears were burning, right? Because I made a comment about you. Giveaway is this weekend. That's why I thought it's Saturday stream that is that's the giveaway stream. There you go, the Christmas special stream. We got KB3D, West 3D, Fabrico, Nanopolymer, Polymaker, LDO Box Turtle Kit, Snoop on the Stoop, okay, and Martha on the Mantle. You know, so it's like everybody I'm going to hit up is already on that list and others, right? So I'm like, I, I just don't know how many I would be able to get to support me. And like, I tried to do something February this last year and it was combined Streamiversary birthday stream. And I really couldn't get much because like I said, the Lunar New Year, a lot of people were shut down. So I'm almost saying like maybe I wait until March. I don't know. But I'll start reaching out to them and seeing if I can't get anybody to, I'll say bite because of, you know, the end of year, the beginning of the year, the Lunar New Year and all that stuff, then I might wind up waiting till March to do kind of my belated Streamiversary birthday stream. Which just kind of stinks. It's just a timing thing. Oh, why your ears are burning? I just saw your post that you sent me on Instagram. And I kind of just chuckled to myself and made a comment about my sister from another mister being ornery again. I mean, the post is true. Don't get me wrong. The post is true for both of us. But yeah, I get it. It just made me chuckle. All right, so this is what we're printing right here. We actually did a box cutter, and we're doing this base here. Bada bing, bada boom. And then I was talking Westery and Nick, because I haven't seen Nick in here for a little bit. That this is something we will be building as well. That is these boxes over here in the corner. This is the rat rig mill. And it came with everything but the actual spindle bit that makes it go burr. So that part I still need to order. I'm gonna have to get that I'll probably get that from KB3D and get the same one that I have in my Millennium Mill Milo kit. So that way I can do apples to apples comparison. And then, oops, not that. Yeah, this is kind of the looks. It's got bellows. This is 40 series extrusion, not the 30 series that the Milo's built on. So it's more like the 40 series that we used for black box. So it can be the same. So you can either get a 65 millimeter mounting ring for like using a trim router, but I got the 80 millimeter rings that'll be used for a spindle, either a 1.5 or 2.2 kilowatt spindle. I'm going to do a 1.5 kilowatt 110 volt. Prusa giveaway. What Prusa giveaway? They did the Prusa giveaway earlier, or did they get another one because they hit 20 grand? Ah, Prusa Mark IV S. And shipping worldwide. Sweet. Thank you, Cruising Girl. And Chewy. Yeah. Yep. I'll reach over there and it'd be funny if you win it as you have a Mark IV. Oh, yeah, I've got Mark IV right there with an MMU3 that's currently, the MMU3 is not connected because I was printing TPU for the box turtle. But the Mark IV I use to print any of my clear PETG parts, like, you know, the diffuser panels and the TPU stuff, prints beautifully on the Mark IV. It's not an S yet. I keep thinking, like, do I pay the $100 for the couple of parts that gives, you know, that makes it an S or not? I haven't quite decided. I keep thinking about it. Yeah, it's great for running TPU and PETG. And like I said, I've got it set up so I can run uh, the TPU glass like profile very well on it. And yeah, that doesn't look like a Luke. That's a Nathan. It wasn't the right name. Well, I mean, it's the right name for if you're Nathan E, but it wasn't the right name for me to get it. But yeah, we've got lots of cool stuff coming. We're also I reached out to Hector to remind him, but he did offer me a Baby Belt Pro kit, an LDO Baby Belt Pro kit. So I will be getting one of those when they get them in. So is he going to juggle the 3 airless balls? Your bamboo is usually or mostly PLA because of the poop issue. So I run pretty much Dragoon 2 has chewed almost exclusively PLA. It's done a little bit of PETG and it's done ABS ASA as I had to surge some stuff. You guys see that monitor up here keeps blinking out, right? Driving me nuts. And it's not overheating. It's a that filament broke again. It's not overheating. It's a driver thing, I think, which kills me because it's just like the cameras. I've got 2 of the Brio 4K. One keeps freezing. Both of these monitors are AOCs, and it's the one on the left that keeps flickering and doing its thing. And I don't get it. Yeah, it's not like my NVIDIA card is spiking heat. My Ryzen is, but not bad. Yeah, so I don't get it. I don't know why it keeps doing the flicker thing. Monopoly. Okay. And we will have to, you know, we did have a filament break again, so we will have to swap that again. I don't know why that particular one's snapping a lot. Your Mark III got bent in the collapse. Oh no! You got rid of the Mini, didn't you? Oh, I hope they do too. So your X1C and your Mark IIIS got busted? Oh, sis. I mean, it was an Alien 3D sample pack. So he basically takes spools and does however long, rolls it up and puts it in with I think they may have a desiccant pack in. I can't remember. But it's no big deal. Yeah, it could be wet filament. I've never tried to really dry those sample spools. I just run them the way they are. And normally I sit there and I run, I'll put sample spools on one of my small printers and do like Toys for Tots things one at a time. So, oh yeah, I'd be threatening to sue as well. Yeah, samples get beat up in transport and stuff. It looked like, I don't know why it's as brittle as it is. Uh, no big deal. It's no big deal. This is why we print while we're sitting here, so we can catch things that do like this. And you see me twisting this. This is a technique that I saw from Chris's basement. And this helps significantly when I was doing the MMU2 on getting stuff loaded without any issues. Because it gives you more of a conical tip versus a 45 or 30-degree slant off one side. And I say that, and then it becomes a pain in the butt to really get it out or to break it off. And then I snapped it right there too, so that's great. Yeah, I have a feeling it is kind of waterlogged. You never used any of your samples? Yeah, I obviously don't use them that often. Seriously, come on. I'm going to switch over to the full display here so I can see things more clearly. Because at least when I'm here, even if my, did I just say filament load or unload? Unload, good. Oh no. Ah. Hey, that broke again. Awesome. Well, I swear we're going to get this done when we figure out, how to not break our filament anymore. So the yay. Um so that's the weird thing. Like my bamboo, there's going to be another break right there. The bamboo, it came with a full-size spool, just like partial spools, right? Which was weird. I never got that part. Like most of the time they just put small spools, but then again, I'm assuming they're expecting everybody to run it in an AMS. But I do have some, yeah, some LDO ABS that's obviously not, well vacuum sealed. So I'll run this on something. This is just their lemon lime color. So, and I ran some of their, um, white, blue, and black. In fact, there was a box turtle I built that used their filament that I got from somebody before it was exclusively only to Fabrico. Green, orange, and support. Yeah, it seems like I got. I think it's their basic green, support, their PLACF, which, okay. I mean, I've got some of that from Polymaker and stuff. I'll tell you the stuff that I've run ABS and ASACF. I've run polycarbonate CF, and I've run PET GCF. My very first Death Racer build was PET GCF, and it was a tank. Like at the end of the first time I ran it, we popped our heads off. You know, it was the last day we popped the heads off and, you know, flipped the switch to activate them. And then we just said, go. Luke B1? No, I am not Luke B. I am Luke I. And, oh, is that his daughter or, no, that's not his daughter. Who is that on there? Daily or something like that? Been on the stream lately. Huh. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. His daughter has face shore, yeah. You want anything that has to be built, you're giving it to me? Well, I'll build it and then you can use it and run it. How about that, sis? Eventually we'll get through this. We'll keep breaking this filament until we'll keep working with this filament until we get through it. Oh look, there's some more broken pieces. Yeah, this filament's waterlogged. And with as shiny as this is, I mean, it's kind of like an elixir, right? So it's not a silk. It comes across as like an elixir type of filament. Yeah, if you send it, he will build it. That is a definite truth. Is it a push here dummy machine? Sure, but if it's anything else, it's coming to me. Yep. Yep. I mean, ask Chewy. He sent me home with a box of parts, had to send me more parts, and it came back with some better parts, and he had a printer. Well, Westery One knows. She sent me her. She got a great deal on a Prusa Mini that she then sent to me, and yeah, whoever had it was a chain smoker, and she said she had aired it out and cleaned it. I got it. We opened up the box and it went straight out in the garage. We aired it out for a few days, like Febrezed it, washed it, like numerous times, and then pretty much damn near tore it down and rebuilt it. Twitch is glitching for you? Okay, well, I will say it's interesting. Yeah, got to hit it up with degreaser. It was bad. But yeah. So right now, interestingly enough, I'm connecting Wi-Fi from my streaming computer, and I haven't dropped a single frame. So Saturday, Spectrum came out and installed fiber. Now I'm only running the 400 meg plan, which only has a 10 meg upload. So I'm probably gonna have to jump up to at least the 600, which will have a 35 meg upload. And I had to connect via direct wire when I had Windstream because wireless kept dropping. And what I've done now is because they brought it in a completely different part of the house, I don't have a physical hard line through the attic over there. So I'm going to have to pick a decent day where it's not frigid to get up there and run a hard line. And it may have to wait till spring. We'll see. Yeah, it's asymmetrical fiber. It's really weird. And it's their business side. And the nice thing with the business side is because I just stood up a small business, they waived all the installation fees. I'm getting some better deals, and I can call them 24/7 and they will send somebody out. You say most fiber is symmetrical. I had Ting that was gigabit symmetrical, which is nice. I wasn't paying attention. This is going to get interesting. Ooh, barely. Okay, so we come down here and we say filament unload. But yeah, I'm going to probably go up to the 600 meg plan where I'll get the 35 meg upload. And if I do, yeah, that printer was nasty. And oh, it's in perfect working order. Really? The PTFE tube was so welded into the top of the Revo Micro. I literally bought a new one and replaced it because we broke the PTFE tube trying to get it out. Hey, Shenanigans, how's it going? All right, we're gonna have to do that again. And we're almost done, so hopefully, even if it breaks again, we'll be able to get this through. But I want you to see how bad this is being blown around if you can. Let me go full bench speed. So this filament is getting blown way out here by these fans. These fans are intense. And these fans back here, I'm running at 50%. Because I found that if I run them at full power, one, they're not that much louder, but it cools the filament too fast. Nothing wrong with the driver. And in fact, these things are getting hot because I am running them on the higher voltage or current right now. So I did order some passive heat sinks that I'm going to put on them. And I'm also going to drop it down from, I think it's 1.9 amp right now, and I'm going to drop them down to like 1.8. No, the issue wasn't the driver. It wasn't the motor. It wasn't the wiring. It was an ID10T error. otherwise known as PEBCAC. Problem exists between keyboard and chair, or chair and keyboard. I actually configured the darn thing wrong and had the direction wrong and the enable pin turned off. And that's what saved me, because if the enable pin was on and I had both of these motors fighting each other, I probably could have burned these motors up and probably, I don't know if it would have broken the 9mm belt or if it would have done something. I don't know, but it would have been bad. Hey, Chewy, thank you for gifting a 1-month Tier 1 subscription to Refined Rhino. I appreciate that, Chewy. Yeah, it would have done some damage. So I've been over the config numerous times, could not figure out what was wrong. I tried the standard motor port and I tried all 3 other motor ports on the darn printer and it wasn't working. And finally I was like, it can't be the board. I know the driver's good because if I swapped the cables, the rear motor worked, the front motor wouldn't. I swapped the stepper drivers and whichever one was working was still working. And I was like losing my ever-loving mind. And it came to, I started looking at the default LH Stinger config and then started because I thought, well, maybe there's a difference between the default config, cell source, and the Fystec config. And there wasn't. But there was when I was looking at that Fystec config in mine. And it was 2 exclamation points that I did not have in there. Put those 2 in there, boom, everything worked. I was so mad at myself because I had been troubleshooting it for like 2 days on stream. And it was my own fault. It wasn't Fystec's fault. The only thing wrong with this kit was there was a power supply missing, and Fystec sent me one. It showed up yesterday. And I didn't even ask them for it. I merely made the statement that I had to use my own. And I think I told that to yeah, I know I told that to Hector at Fabrico, and Delmar was aware of it. But that was more feedback to them because I've gotten a couple kits through them, like the rat rig. There was something missing from the rat rig. Then I was like, hey, I think it was the Raspberry Pi 4 is in the listing. The Raspberry Pi 4 for this is in the listing, but they're not shipping it with the Raspberry Pi 4. So it was more of feedback to them to say, hey, make sure that you get the Raspberry Pi 4 off the listing, right? So you're not getting a bunch of complaints is really what it was. And I don't know if Hector sent something, but I never sent anything directly to Fabrico to say anything about it, right? Or I'm sorry, I never sent anything directly to Fystec complaining about it. It was just one of those things of, oh, it's not in the kit. I'm sitting here looking at 3, so I just grabbed one. I've got bench stock of common parts. No big deal. Now I know that is a different mentality. Other people have been like, oh, we're stuck. We can't move forward. And, but I'm like, oh, okay, I've got it right there. As long as it was the same, like I had a 300, or excuse me, a 350. I had to make sure, like, is the bomb for a 200 or a 350? Because they're slightly different sizes, like physical size, not just wattage, but physical size of the, oh, we're in a level 1 hype train. Wow. This from Chewy? Well, thank you, everybody. Oh, I guess Mr. Wizix resubscribed for 12 months. Well, thank you, Mr. Wizix. I missed that. And hey, Shenanigans, you resubscribed for a month as well. God, I am missing chat. You guys, yell at me. Yell at me. Who? Give me 1 second, folks, please. I apologize, folks. And Chewy, thank you for the gifted subs. I appreciate that. That's what, 5 more gifted subs from Chewy. And we are 28% into a level 3. And it looks like we just got unlocked a random emote. Well, that's cool. But thank you, Chewy, for gifting subs as well to Firebird TPG, the Maka 23, Ex Nihilo Mundus, Luminous Lurker, and GDK DFW. GDK and DFW. So GDK and what looks like Dallas Fort Worth. It looks like you're doing some cosplay stuff. Yeah, sorry, that was actually my business representative at Spectrum calling to check on a couple of things. So I apologize for taking that, but yeah, as I said, we just had the service installed on Saturday. She may have realized that right before stream, I actually disconnected things and moved it. So they may have seen the link go down and called to see if there was an issue. But yeah, I want you to realize I couldn't knock this off before. Now that the plate's cooled down, it just pops right off. And no warping on that print as it cooled. Beautiful first layer. Let me see if we can get some layer lines showing there. Right, beautiful first layer. A little bit of wisping. You do pick up a little bit of the carbon fiber texture. We could probably drop the top just a little bit on the extrusion multiplier or overall. But not much at all. This piece is still pretty much stuck down. See if I can do just a gentle twist. No, I'm going to let that continue to cool down a little bit. We're still at 38 degrees on the bed, so we'll let that cool down a little bit more. A little bit bigger surface area there. So they're listening and trying to upgrade. Well, that is something I will probably talk to her about, but I was curious. So like right now, I have been on wireless because I physically am not connected via Ethernet. And you've collected all of the level 2 emotes. Hype chests are on the way. Woohoo! So I am wireless, and it could literally be that my wireless router is in a different position because where it was at before was on a wall that on the opposite side of that wall was like the stove and the microwave. And I just don't know if there was just, you know, too much power from because your stove always is what, like a 20 amp circuit in and of itself. I don't know. I don't know how much I'm talking on my own butt right now, but I don't know what was causing it, but it seems to be better right now. And where I moved it, I actually plugged the main TV directly into it. So that's wired versus wireless now, which probably helps. Hey, look, that came right off, right? It was stuck pretty good. Now we're down to about 35C and it popped right off. And once again, this is a larger surface. And you can see on this edge and this edge here where it kind of peeled up a little bit. You can tell that by that little shiny ring there around the standard here. So this side and this side kind of flexed and peeled up a little bit. You can see a little line here. Probably, yeah, there we go. You can see that line there and here, and that's where we had breaks in the filament and had to redo the filament. So this would have come out even better had we not had to do that. And I'm pretty sure that those are going to be weak points. Like there's 1, 2, and then 3. And if I do any type of, if I do any type of real strength against it, that was going to break on that layer line, which is expected. I did that on purpose. I will reprint this with a spool and not a bunch of the these types of spools. I'll use a regular spool to reprint that. I was expecting that to do that, by the way. Now, where did that go? That I don't know. Did knock, oh, there it is, good. Did knock a few things over. You're right back on screen. I'm just trying to put some things up. I mean, it was printing well, but even on this top surface, once again, we did do a stop on that top surface as well, and you can see a little bit of inconsistencies in that top. Like I said, we may still be over extruding slightly. Because remember, I haven't run an extrusion multiplier. We started to, and we were like, we're close enough, YOLO, let's go. Right? So we should be, I will run some more extrusion multiplier tests, but, you know, this didn't come out. Right? And this would have been fine had we not broken, you know, run out and then broken the filament. So I will reprint that. I need to get some, actually I've got some filament that I can probably run on this to do that. But that's kind of where we're at for the night, folks. I am going to go ahead and call the stream. We've been going for about 3 hours here. I am going to call the stream. Like I said, we've got a few projects ready to go. And by Thursday, the LH Stinger will be off of the workbench and be sitting over here. And this Kyber Dragon will be out, probably sitting downstairs. And I'll just continue to work on getting that ready to go over to Evocate 3D here in town. And we'll most likely be starting the LDO box turtle kit on Thursday night here. But the gist of today's stream was just reviewing the LH Stinger build, right? That's it. It was just the build. I'm not reviewing the printer because I haven't got enough time on it. We need to put time on it before I can do need to build a new print studio or bigger studio. Yes. I need a larger space. That is something that we have been talking about. And whether or not I maybe rent space, I don't know. We'll see. Or what, we'll figure it out. We've talked about possibly renovating the garage downstairs so that we'll have maybe a streaming place and then a place where we have printers running downstairs. We'll see. I need a warehouse. Yeah. It is quite possible too, depending on how Evocate gets set up in their new facility, that there may be a position or an opportunity there to get some space there, like sublease some space for a print farm. So we'll see. But folks, I am going to go because I have an appointment now at 9 p.m. to talk with my Spectrum business person about some stuff. And I appreciate you guys for being here with me, especially with everything that's been going on some of the other streams. And then Thursday, when we come back, we will start the build of some of the LDO box turtle kit. And possibly Saturday, we'll see. Maybe we'll go back to doing like box turtle during the weekdays and something else on the weekend. Like trying to build up a big part of the frame for the rat rig mill, right? So thank you folks for being here. I'm going to see who I can raid out to. Let's see who is up and running. Big Jano looks like he is just started his stream. Prophet DNA is doing a charity stream for Starlight. Way Cool Woods up. I'm looking for somebody specific. Yeah, Jano just started. Like he's still basically on his starting stream. Or his starting screen. I know we might jump around a little bit afterwards, but there's somebody new that I have started following. She is a former Air Force medic, right? I'm retired Air Force. She's currently playing a game called, what is it? Path of Exile 2. Been playing it kind of a lot right now. But I'm going to try and raid over into her stream. Looks like she's still going. Hopefully she still sticks around. Wait. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold on. Let me try that again. I may have just had old data. The Jano still hasn't started, either that or just as I was trying to raid in, maybe she dropped. No, it looks like she's still alive. I don't know why that attempt to raid over failed. Not only is it failing, but it's like completely kicking me out. So I don't know what that deal is. Well, dang it. I was going to try to, but it won't let me. What do you guys think? Okay, Jano is starting, I think. Yeah, we're gonna see if it will let me raid over to Jano. I have no idea why it wouldn't let me go to Warhamster. Okay, we got a raid started over to Jano. Thank you, everybody. Oh, we're in an ad break. That could be why. I don't know. True, she might not have raids turned on because she's in the middle of playing the game. I don't know. But thank you all for being here. Um, I've got the raid started to head over to Jano. He's just now getting started. Um, Timing's going to be perfect, I think. Thank you all for being here on this night. I will see you guys on Thursday. And thank you for making this an incredible year for me on Twitch. We've done so many cool things on here, and it's all because of you that I'm able to do this. So thank you very much. Thank you, Chewy, for all the gifted subs, and Shenanigans and Mr. Wizix for renewing. I appreciate it. And I hope you get something out of your subscriptions on my channel. So take it easy, everybody. Enjoy Jano, and I will see you guys on Thursday night. Bye now.